Can't think of a new card idea? Why not case a card that you've previously made? And make it again using some of the new product in the mini catalog, January to April 2026. Hi everyone, Marianne Cowan here from Pinery Paper Crafts, and for the next few days I'm going to be coming on and sharing with you a card idea that I have made previously, last year to be exact, but I'm recreating it using papers, designer series papers from the mini catalog. The mini catalog will be available to customers January 6th, and there are many, many beautiful things in the new catalog. One of my favorite suites is called Cute as a Bug. So the Cute as a Bug suite comes with designer series paper, and it's got the cute little images of the bugs. It also has one page that has little scenes on it. Can't remember which one it is. This one. So it has little scenes that you can cut out and use on your card front, and some great background images as well. There are dies that coordinate with some of the little critters in the paper. For instance, those little ants, the ants go marching one by one. The little ants, you can die cut those using your Sweet Bugs dies. There is also the Sweet Bugs photopolymer stamp set. As you know, Stampin' Up! Has moved to all photopolymer stamp sets, or maybe you didn't know that, but now you do. And this is the new packaging that they come with. Definitely a lot easier to store. They don't take up as much space, let's put it that way. Some people love them, some people not so much. But you know what? Change is great, and I love the quality of the stamps, and I love the suite. So also in this suite, there is this beautiful specialty Rick Rack ribbon. Reminds me of my sewing days when we used to use Rick Rack all the time. It's in olive green. And then the most adorable little ladybug garden epoxy shapes. So there are ladybugs, and then there are little, almost like water droplets. And they're nice and flat, so perfect for adding to your cards before they go in the mail. All right, so the paper, the ribbon, and the epoxy shapes. And this stamp set and dies are all part of the suite. So if you saw my other video on my seasonal sampler and the Sweet Bugs was actually the sample that I gave, then you do receive a meter of the ribbon, which is almost a yard, and 2 strips of the little bugs. So it's a great way to get your hands on a little snippet of all the designer series papers in the upcoming mini catalog, as well as online exclusives. And for my sampler, you also get a card ready to make. So these are not the cards for the sampler, but these are just other ones that I'm making today. Okay, so here's our card design that we're going to case. I had made this one with I think it was Perennial Birthdays, and it's just a really fun, simple, fun fold. Looks complicated, but it's really not. So that's our model for today. So I already went ahead and made one using I forgot to pull this one out because it's one of my favorites, and I believe it's an online exclusive. Let me just find it here. I make up these little samplers so that I can easily find and show you the papers. Okay, so this one is called Lovely Blossoms. It's a whole suite of products as well, but this is the 12 by 12 designer series paper, and it's really beautiful. So I'm going to show you this card. So I did recreate this card using the beautiful, what did I call it? Lovely Blossoms designer series paper. And it does have a sheet that has these ones that you can already cut out. This one is, I think, 3 by 4. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 3 by 4. So that one's 3 by 4, and then you just mat it up on some different colors. It features Secret Sea and Crumb Cake. And I don't know if you can tell, but I've added a little wink of Stella. And there's also some beautiful embellishments that go with this card. So here is the same card recreated using Lovely Blossoms. And we're going to make one more. And this time we're using Cute as a Bug. So I have all my pieces here. So it looks complicated, but it's really not. What you do is you just take your regular 8.5 by 11. No, this is not 8.5 by 11. It's 8.5 by 5.5. Scored at 4 1/4, and then put it in your paper trimmer along the track and just cut corner to corner. And that gives you your angle piece for the front. And then your next piece is, I have my instructions here. Old Olive 3 by 8.5. So again, it's just the width of your paper, 3 inches, scored at 4 1/4. And this is just our piece of white for the inside. So let's go ahead and put that down first. Do have to remember how this is put together. Oh, so then you take another piece of designer series paper, 4 by 5 1/4, and then again you put it in the track of your paper cutter and you just cut it down the middle. So one is going to go here and one is going to go here. But we want to put a piece of white on first. You don't need to do this step because you're not actually writing in here, but I think it looks nicer. So let's go ahead and put this down. And then we can add this one because we do want to line up this one with this one as much as we can. I can see right now it's not going to be perfect. There's those cute little bugs. I hate cutting them up, but I love this side of the paper. And I do look now, the flowers probably go the other way, but not a big deal. So now we're going to take this one and we're going to put it on the front. So the die cut does cut out the little ants. It does cut out this little bee, and it does cut out this big fat caterpillar. So let's put this here. Now I can see it's not lining up perfectly, but you know what? That doesn't matter because we're putting a flap over top. Okay, so let's just set that aside. And now we have our little piece that's going to tuck inside. So I do have a piece of designer series paper. This is an example of the part of the designer series paper that has the little scenes. So you can be strategic how you cut out the paper so that you get the part of the scene that you want. And I was strategic. So there we go. Our little friends there. And then this is 2 3/4. Let's go with that. By 4. 2 3/4 by 4. Not sure why I did it 2 3/4 by 4, but so there we have that, and we have another little piece to stick on the bottom. So you don't always have to come up with brand new ideas. Some of the cards that you made last year or whatever year, and you just really thought the design was pretty, just take that card and recreate it with some new paper. So now we're going to take this one and it's going to go in here. So what I like to do is center it. Let's see. Yeah, that's basically centered on the bottom. And make sure you put it high enough that it's going to, see, that's totally, oh my goodness, that's totally crooked. Oh well. Because you want to be able to fold that. It needs to fold over top. I must have moved this after I put it on, because I'm pretty sure I didn't put it on that crooked. Doesn't matter. Okay, so now this one was die cut. So you're just going to add things to your scene. So we have our one little ant. I'm going with ant singing and playing a ukulele, and then these little guys are going to get popped up. Let's see. I'm going to need a tiny little sliver for the rest of their body. Let's see if that's going to work. I love creating little scenes on my cards. Now that one's pretty skinny, so I think I'm going to even have to trim this in half. Whoopsie. So we'll stick on half of it. Is anyone else in their craft room today? It was quite chilly here in Ottawa. I'm from Ottawa, and we have quite a bit of snow, and now we have a freezing rain warning for tomorrow into Monday. So at this point in the winter, I kind of just want the snow to stay. Let's get these guys. I don't want to block out. There we go. And then I cut out a little bee. This is not the one that has the die cut. It's smaller. So we're going to need a smaller little that I just had and cut off, but let's just cut another one. Oh, I see it. So we'll just add this here. So this little one is adding some water. So where do we want to put this? I'm just going to put him here, and then this one might go inside. Let's decide. Okay, so I even cut out the water. So this one's fussy cut. So I did cut out the little water droplets coming onto the flower. Now I'm making sure, yeah, that's close enough. I'm making sure that now, okay, just realize this. When I open this, his head kind of bends, but we're just going to go with it. So these flowers don't really, they're too big for here. They're going to cover something up. So I'm going to put them right here. And I did already put dimensional on there. Okay, I just had that little piece and now I've lost it again. Okay, just going to take one and cut it in half. You might not want to put dimensionals on the inside of your card. That's definitely up to you. I think it's fine. All right, so let's put that in here, right beside where you're going to write your message. This paper is just so fun. Now I'm just going to see what that's going to look like. Yeah, that's fine. Sometimes you don't want things hanging out if it's going to look weird when the card's all closed up, but I think that looks fine. Okay, so we have all our little people. I'm not putting a sentiment on this one because this card would be good for a lot of different things. So sometimes I will leave it blank and then I will add the sentiment later. And what I like to use for the sentiments are the Greetings for All Mix and Match ephemera pack. So let's say I'm thinking, oh, it's my niece's birthday. I could find a little birthday. So they have some that are white on black and then mostly black on white. So there's Father's Day. This would be a cute Father's Day card as well. Welcome, Happy Easter. Best wishes. So best wishes can be used for anything. That's why I like it. So you could put best wishes down here or up here. You don't want to cover up any of your little critters though. So, all right, let's put best wishes and let's put it down here. Now that I did that, I would probably go and find, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I just thought of it. I was going to say I would go and add a little creature, but we have our little ladybugs. I don't know where my open package is, so the way I like to use these is I just cut one side and then I slide it out and then I slide it back in. All right, so let's use ladybugs. Best wishes. And then we can add some little, let's add some little water drops coming out of, let's see if my take a pick tool. So your take a pick tool is really handy for picking up little embellishments and moving them around on your card. So you just get a little putty out. That's a little bit too much. And then you just pop it and then pop it down. You just want a little bit of putty though. Let's do a couple of these to make it look like water coming out of her watering can. Okay, so I'm going to slide these back in here. And then I know when I'm on a video what they're called because I can just look at the back. Just keep them right over there. All right, so I'll put my take a pick tool. It's got a, this will dry out, so it has a little lid. And that's very handy. Put my dimensionals back. All right, now we mustn't forget Wink of Stella. So I'm going to take some Wink of Stella and add it to the butterfly. Just the wings. And I'm going to add it to the bee, just the body, and maybe the water. And what about down here? I'm going to add it to her dress. I don't know what those are. And maybe the bee, these are ants. These are fancy ants because they have glitter. All right, there we go. Best wishes. Oh, gotta add glitter to the flowers. So best wishes can be anything, birthday, any other kind of celebration. What I like to do when I design my cards is I take a little sticky note and I put it on the back. You just need to make sure that when you give it to someone, you take this off. Oh, you know what? I think the grapes need Wink of Stella. There we go. So here are our two cards that we made using that same design, and I don't think I folded these really well. So we have Lovely Blossoms, we have Cute as a Bug, and then this is the birthday one. So this is our before one that we took the design and just recreated it using new papers. So, do you have a favorite? Lovely Blossoms, Cute as a Bug. Totally different looks, actually. But I think they're both adorable. And then I'll try to find the ones that we did the other day. So we did one yesterday. This is the first one we did, based on Traditions of Christmas paper and the branching out dies. And then I recreated them using, that's actually the Lovely Blossoms paper. Same paper as this one, but doesn't look the same at all. And then yesterday, I made a cute one, but my desk is so messy, I have no idea where it is. All right, so do you have a favorite between this and this? Let me know in the comments below. And also, if you're interested in the seasonal sampler, that is where you get a sample, hi Lise, a sample of all 11 of the designer series papers from the new upcoming mini catalog and online exclusives, ribbon and embellishments if it's included in the suite, And then also for mine, you also get a card ready to make. So I'll just give you an example. I did a video on it, so you can look at the video if you want. So here's the Lovely Blossoms. And where's the Lovely Blossoms card? Oh, here. So for this one, you would get, there's no ribbon or embellishment. Oh yeah, there is. So you would get some ribbon, you would get some of the dots to go with it, and then you would get a card ready to make using the products from that suite. I think that's a bit unique. I've seen other samplers where you can get product shares, but this one you get a card to make for each suite, or for each paper. I focused on the paper. And then the coordinating ribbon and embellishment if it's appropriate. So you can, I did a video on that. You can find it online on my Facebook page or on my YouTube channel, and also on my website, mariannecowan.com. Other classes I have coming up is the virtual winter retreat, January 31st. That is 14 cards and lots of extra goodies. And that one you make 2 each of 7 designs. So it's different than the sampler one. You only make 1 card of each of the 11 papers. And then the birthday Stamp-A-Stack, February 14th, that's also an online class. Because of where I live, offering in-person classes in the winter is a little challenging because of the weather. For instance, if I had a class on Monday, we're getting 10 to 20 millimeters of freezing rain. I would have to postpone it. So, cute as a bug, Lovely Blossoms. Don't forget, just use some of your favorite designs that you've used in the past and recreate them using some new Designer Series papers. I'll be back tomorrow, and tomorrow's card features this cool design. And I'm going to recreate it using the Lovely Blossoms again. So there's a sneak peek at what we're going to be doing tomorrow. Obviously, I really like that paper. All right. Thank you for joining me. I do appreciate it if you like or share my video. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button so that you will know every time I post a new video. Thanks, everyone. I hope you're getting some time off during the holidays, and I hope that time off includes time in your craft room. Thanks, and have a great day.